Welcome back. It is Thursday, April 4th in the NBA. My three best bets are on the way. Let's do a recap from yesterday. A very good day for us, up almost 3.5 units. Let's talk about our biggest bet of the day. Scoot Henderson, over 6.5 assists. We also said to ladder him up to 10 plus assists. He got 10 on the dot. Plus 440. Hopefully it tailed Scoot. I did add a play after the fact on Scoot Henderson for him to get 8 rebounds and 10 assists, which was plus 3,600. Obviously didn't get the rebounds. We only put a 20th of unit. It was just a little sprinkle. Our other picks, Donovan Mitchell in the first quarter. He easily got the 5 points in the first few minutes. Then we had Quickly's under in points, another added play. Jordan Poole's over in points, another added play. And then Pelicans -4 was our really our only main loser of the day. Like I said, a really big day for us. Hopefully you tailed and made some money. Now, I did say in that recap, we had a couple added plays. Today will not be the case. I will not have any added plays. Just the 3 in the video is what you get. But I do want to know if I do ever add a play. Like I said, won't be today, but maybe tomorrow. They will always be in the pinned comment. And I'll also tweet them out on Twitter at @CallinOrShot. And I send them early out to the DubClub. So if you've been helping me make some money, you can join the DubClub if you want to. Those links are in the description. Only $6 a month. But let's dive into the picks today. The first one is going to be Underdog Fantasy. I mean, they got a free square for Jokic to score 1 point. Yeah, you better believe he's doing that tonight against the Clippers. If you haven't signed up for Underdog, make sure you use our code COS or the links in the description. You get a match on your first deposit, and you get that Jokic free square to just score 1 point tonight. Only for new users. Like I said, free money. Don't leave it on the table. I also want to note we've been doing our MLB videos, and I said it the last few days. If you want to tail MLB, April is typically a really good month for us, and we started off the month with a 10-3 run. So if you haven't been watching those videos, that's on you, not my fault. I've been telling you time and time again. They're posted normally right before this video. But you guys gave me first some NBA picks. I got 3 of them. Diving into the first one. Mr. James Harden, over 8.5 assists, -113 on FanDuel. This guy, not counting on Mr. Harden, put the ball in the basket because he looks afraid to shoot these days. But we don't care if he shoots 0 times tonight. All we need is 9 assists, and I certainly think he can get that done against the Denver Nuggets. Now, obviously, the Clippers, let's be honest, they really have not looked all too good the last month or two, but I'm still confident Harden could get us 9 assists here, and I honestly consider taking the 9.5 to 10 plus assists, but that's only like plus 130, plus 140. I'm not going to go crazy there. Not enough value there for me. But let's talk about Harden, who obviously the Clippers will be at home taking on the Nuggets. Kawhi Leonard is out of this game. Now, he's technically out right now. If he somehow comes randomly back in, it's not like it hurts our assist prop value. So last game without Kawhi, Harden had 8 assists, so missed on the hook. He did have 18 potential assists, so a lot of potential assists. Teammates weren't making shots, but they faced the Kings, a team that over the last 10 games have actually allowed the fewest assists per game in the NBA. The Kings have been a really good defensive team. I was looking at some Kings and Knicks props, and I wanted to back Brunson, but the problem is the Kings have been so good defensively that I think Brunson can get it done, but I'm not going to back Brunson or anyone in that Knicks game because the Kings have been so good defensively. But the Clippers, like I said, lost that game in a blowout. So even Harden had 8 assists on 18 potential and obviously do some regression. We just backed Trey Jones in a similar matchup against this same Denver Nuggets team. He had 11 assists, but he had like 23 potential assists. Harden is obviously dishing it to his teammates. We just need them to knock down shots. I was looking at Ivica Zubac is over in points because Jokic, let's be honest, not a really good rim protector. That's not where Jokic is known for. He's a paint protector, tries to keep you out of there, but if you get into the paint, Jokic is not going to put his body on the line to take a charge. He's not really going to contest a ton of shots. He'll contest it, but he's not trying to get a foul. So Ivica Zubac could honestly account for 3, 4, 5 assists today from James Harden. You also got Paul George out there being defended by Aaron Gordon, a tough matchup. Norm Powell's out there to stretch the floor. I like this matchup for Harden. In his last 4 games without Kawhi, he's at 13, 7, 11, and 8 assists. Obviously, we haven't bet a ton of assist props, but we've been a little bit dialed in on them recently. Scoot was our most recent cash. Hopefully, James Harden can do the same thing today, get us 10 assists. They're back at home where obviously his shooters, the catch and shoot guys, going to shoot a little bit better, and that's basically all they're surrounding him with. Russell Westbrook didn't really play. He had a good stat line last game, but his unit did not play well. Harden will get the minutes. I think this game's close at home against the Clippers in need of a bounce back win. I think Harden at least gets 9 assists tonight. So I really like his over 8.5 assists. Now, my second pick is going to be an under. Ooh, no one likes unders. Now, yesterday we cashed out our under, and if we lost that one because Quickly wanted to get some garbage time fourth quarter points, I would have probably thrown something. But we certainly will take the Quickly cash. Let's hopefully get another cash on this under, and I really like this one. I would argue this is my best bet of the day. Amen Thompson, the Houston Rockets, under 12.5 points, -118 on FanDuel. Now, Amen, we obviously backed a few days ago to get it done. He shot a good amount, but did not get it done. Shot pretty inefficiently. And while he could go over this line, and the unders haven't been that great to us this season, which means we're due a good run on unders, I really like this one, and we'll talk about why. Since the return of Cam Whitmore, who comes off the bench, and when Cam comes off the bench, that man is firing it up. It gets to his hands, he's firing it up. Amen has seen a reduction in his minutes. I mean, he's scored 8 and 9 points the last 2 games with Whitmore active, and he's only played 20 and 25 minutes. Now, that's big news because obviously if you're not out there, hard to score points when you're on the bench. That's how it works. But Cam Whitmore is another guy that they've added to the bench, and they really like Cam Whitmore. Ime Udoka likes him. Great guy at stretching the floor. Good at catch and shoot. That's what he does. Now, Amen Thompson, what does he do well? He scores in the paint. In fact, 77% of his points are in the restricted area. If you don't know what the restricted area is, it's basically you're right at the basket. You need to dunk it or lay it in. That is the restricted area. 77% of his points are there. Over the last 10 games, the Warriors, second fewest restricted area field goal attempts allowed. Now, Jonathan Kuminga projected to play. That helps us here because Kuminga is a pretty good defender for guarding wings like Amen Thompson. They also have Trace Jackson Davis off the bench, pretty good rim protector. At the end of the day, that's not what they're giving up is restricted area field goal attempts, and that's legitimately pretty much the only way Amen Thompson scores. Also, Amen Thompson, I don't want to bash him. I think he's a really good player. I think he has a very bright future in Houston, but the issue with him right now as well, he can't shoot. He shoots 14% from 3. And so if I'm the Warriors coming into this game and basically a playoff type game, and we're talking about, the Rockets have lost a few in a row. If the Warriors win today, basically the Rockets are eliminated from playoff contention. They need a win. And if I'm the Warriors, I'm going to see Amen Thompson out there and be like, shoot it. I dare you to shoot it. Heck, they did the same thing to Jaylen Brown, and he shoots like 34% from 3. Amen Thompson is going to be left wide open today to shoot threes, and honestly, I think he's a little bit too scared to shoot. If he makes one, tip my cap to him. Makes 2, whatever. That'd be a career high probably, but I just don't think this is the guy Ime Udoka wants to trust in a playoff game like this. We know Fred VanVleet's going to get his minutes. Jalen Green going to get his minutes. Jabari Smith Jr. going to get his minutes, and you're probably going to want Dylan Brooks out there for defense on Stephen Curry. But outside of that, Ime Udoka, the head coach for the Rockets, loves himself some Jeff Green. Jeff Green is notoriously closing the lineups for the Rockets because they like Jeff Green and they're more to space the floor than Amen Thompson. You got Cam Whitmore there too. I just don't see a huge day coming from Amen. And this season, when he's played between 15 and 30 minutes, I didn't want to count games where he doesn't play at all. He's averaged 10 points per game going under in 71% of games. I would be shocked if Amen Thompson played more than 30 minutes. It means someone got injured or something happened. Now, I would also be shocked if he played less than 15. If he plays less than 15, honestly, it wouldn't shock me as much as him playing 30 plus because honestly, this is a playoff game. They need to win this game. The Rockets cannot afford to lose at home. So I don't see a lot of, Amen Thompson having the rock. A lot of plays ran for him. Hate to bash him. I really do think he's a good young player, and he will improve that jump shot over the offseason. But at the end of the day, you're shooting 14% from 3, and the Warriors ain't stupid. They're going to leave you open, and they're going to beg you to shoot them. And when Ime Udoka sees him not shooting them and not stretching the floor and screwing up the rest of their spacing, I think he gets taken out for Jeff Green or Cam Whitmore. I think those guys play a little bit more minutes. So, Amen Thompson, I love you, man. Hopefully you don't shoot efficiently on your few field goal attempts, but I like his under 12.5 points, minus 118 on FanDuel. If he is to score, I anticipate it all coming in transition or via like offensive rebounds. If they can eliminate both of those two, I just don't see Amen Thompson getting 13 points. Sorry, men. And my third and final pick of the day. Let's end on a positive note. Go to an over. It's the guy that I really like his matchup today. It's DeJounte Murray of the Atlanta Hawks over 23.5 points, minus 113 on FanDuel. The last time I took a DeJounte prop, took an under for him, 44 field goal attempts. Yeah, I mean, if we could get that tonight, I wouldn't complain, but I really like this matchup here. Now, there is obviously concern. They just played yesterday. Shout out to Malachi Flynn. 50 points right on the Hawks dome. They got the win. Malachi Flynn, 50 burger off the pin. What the hell is that? But that's not why we're here. We're taking a guy on a back-to-back. Obviously, there is risk of a blowout. They're 11-point dogs. The risk of bad shooting percentages, sure. I understand the risk that comes with taking DeJounte Murray's over. He might not play his whole complement of minutes. However, we've seen the Hawks plenty of times, underdogs recently, still getting it done. We saw them do it against the Celtics a couple times. We've seen them do it against other teams. And against the Mavericks, I think there's a chance they get that done. Now, yesterday, against that Pistons game, DeJounte did have 24 points on 21 field goal attempts. Shot all right from the field. Missed a free throw attempt at the end for anyone that had his over 24.5. But you also saw his other teammates, Jalen Johnson, tripped up. Woo! Jalen went crazy. First career triple-double. DeAndre Hunter, big game too. Bogdan, not really. But at the end of the day, that's the Detroit Pistons. Anyone can probably score 20 against them, let's be honest. Now you get the Mavericks, though, who have actually quietly been a really good defense. Now, number one, I do not know if Jalen Johnson plays. This is a back-to-back. He just returned 2 games ago. This is a back-to-back. If he plays, he's going to get PJ Washington on him, and PJ Washington's been an elite defender. So I don't like the matchup for Jalen Johnson at all. PJ's been really, really good, and then Derrick Jones Jr. probably rotate in and out there. Now you look at the Mavericks. Let's talk about their defensive scheme. Last 10 games, the Mavericks, 4th fewest restricted area field goal attempts allowed. They do not let you shoot at the rim. That's Gafford. Derek Lively is out now, so maybe those numbers go up a little bit. But on the flip side, they allow the 2nd most paint field goal attempts in the non-restricted area and the 2nd most mid-range field goal attempts. I mean, if you don't know what the restricted area is, I already talked about it. That's obviously right at the rim, basically dunks or real close layups. The Mavericks just aren't given that. What the Mavericks defensive scheme has been is, you know what? We're not giving you any dunks. We're not giving you any free layups. And we're going to try to contest those threes. However, if you want to take a mid-range too, be our guest, because we're going to live with you taking those. One of the worst, in the new basketball era, one of the worst shots that people say to take is the mid-range too. And they're like, you wouldn't take those fine, because we got Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic on the other side, and we think we can outscore you if we're going to settle you to take those field goal attempts. So let's a reminder, 2nd most paint field goal attempts, non-restricted area, basically a mid-range or a floater type thing. And then the 2nd most mid-range field goal attempts where those are, out of the paint. Well, lucky for us, who leads the Atlanta Hawks in shooting non-restricted area paint field goal attempts and mid-range field goal attempts? It's Mr. DeJounte Murray. They're basically going to beg him to shoot today, and I think he gets a lot of field goal attempts. Can I make the shots for DeJounte? Absolutely not, but I think he gets plenty of volume, and I think this is a night where if he even shoots remotely close to 45%, he goes over. But I also think this is the night maybe we see him get to the 25, 28 field goal attempts. We've seen him get near. Mavs do play somewhat fast, and so I think this is a spot I like the back DeJounte Murray. It's back-to-back, sure, I get the concerns there, but man, I think he's in for a good night. A lot of volume coming his way, given that how the Mavs have been playing defense, and hopefully he's knocking down those shots. Like I said, if he makes any of his shots, he will soar over this line. I mean, easier said than done for him to knock down shots, but I think they're going to be pretty open. Just comes down to if he makes those, and I think he can. So, DeJounte Murray, 24 points. That's what we need out of you. If you want to score 30, I'll allow that. Then we obviously got Thompson's under, and then James Harden over in assists. Those are 3 picks. No added plays today. We're going to stick to those 3. I do want to note, if you want to go check out our MLB video on a 10-3 run, go check it out. It is linked right there. Go find it. Also, we have a parlay today we do on Odds Checker for the MLB. We've hit 3 in a row, going for 4 in a row. I'll link it on the screen when it is live as well around 9:30. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys back again, same time, same place, Friday morning with a much larger slate. I'll see you guys then. Peace.